My name is Bruce Wade. Welcome to Set Speaker Education Tips, where we help develop both you and your speaking business. I want to chat to you a little bit about stories. Now, I could stand here for ages and tell you about stories in your keynote, and I would highly recommend coming to one of our workshops on storytelling and developing stories and how it fits into keynotes. But there's a number of stories I just want to highlight that are important as a speaker. Firstly, your stories need to be true. They need to be relative and they need to be client-centric, okay? If you are telling stories to humor yourself or to here are my holiday pics and this is what I'm doing and it's just a brushing of your self-ego, drop them. If you are telling a story that is irrelevant to the outcome of your speech, drop them. We do not want to hear them. I want to hear stories from speakers that are relevant and they're going to move me as an audience member down a path that you as a speaker want me to go. So make sure that you craft your stories correctly. Typically, a keynote shouldn't have more than 3 stories unless it is very relevant that it's story-based. Couple of stories that you can do. You can do an opening story, an introduction story to say, let me tell you this story. It sets the scene. It's the opening act of your speech. A lot of them are very effective. It'll take your audience from wherever they are collectively to a point of that. Then you've got them in a desired place to take them to the desired destination. So an opening story is great, but make sure that it is profound and that it is well crafted. It's got to be dramatic. So opening stories are great. The other types of stories is your kind of what I call the main story. And it's nice what you can do with a main story is you can separate it and split it out into part A and part B. So what we want to do is we want to start off with part A. We want to say, okay, this is the beginning of the story, and we get to what we call a plot point. And you stop. And then you do some of your other keynote. And in conclusion, you come back to where that plot point was, and you then tell the conclusion of that story. And those are very, very important as we map those out. We've got that timeline between beginning, middle, and end, and we unpack those various items. So as we do this, we're wanting to tell the story, but we want the audience to think about something in between the 2 stories. The third type of story that you can put in your keynote is just an event story that you can tell. It's a short, sharp story that falls within a line of your keynote, wherever, to emphasize by way of example, as a visual aid, as an additional thought-provoking idea. Put that story into your speech. Now, I have been guilty often of starting a story and forgetting to finish it because of time and audience participation has taken me somewhere else. So make sure that if you are telling a 2-part story or you're going to tell people, I'm going to get back to that point, make sure you actually get back to that point and unpack all those items. But telling stories in a keynote is very powerful and very effective, but it can be equally impressively bad if done badly. I hope you're able to craft your stories to become a truly professional, profound storyteller with a sage on the stage.